Hi again, everybody. Bill Phillips here on a Friday. Big Scott is in the room. He is setting up for a shoot that we're going to have here in a little bit. And, behind the scenes look at Sports Friday on the go. So some stuff that you'll probably see in a commercial at some point, or I don't know. It's not a PSA. It's not really a commercial. A promo. A promo. I knew I'd get to it sooner or later, Scott. He's laughing at me. Well. Many people do. Well, hopefully everybody's having a great week. It's Friday, so the weekend has arrived. What are you going to do for this weekend? That's the big question. What are your plans? What do you want to do? Do you have anything on tap? Like, okay, I'm going to go see a movie I wanted to see. I'm going to try and get away, go to the beach. I'm going to try and go camping. I'm going to try and go to a ball game. What are you thinking? Where are you at with what you're going to do this weekend? And right now, where I'm at is a big thank you for Valley Converting. We can't thank them enough. Valley Converting, located in Toronto, Ohio, T-Town, the gem city of Toronto, Ohio. If you have paper products, that's the place to take them because they will give them a new life. So let's say you have a book. Let's say it was a workbook you had when you were a kid. You have no earthly reason to keep it, and it's just sitting around. You think, well, I just want to get rid of this stuff. Okay. Take it up to Valley Converting. Give them a call. They'll turn it into something new. They'll give it a new life. So Valley Converting, it's a place you need to be.
Every piece of paper has a story. What if that story didn't end when you were done with it?
At Valley Converting, we turn your old paper products into recycled paperboard, continuing the story.
Locally owned and operated in Toronto, Ohio, bringing your paper to Valley Converting isn't just about recycling.
It's about supporting a cleaner, greener future for all of us.
We are here 5 days a week to help you make some green by going green.
And remember,
recycle for your future.
Now, one of the things I know a lot of people want to do this weekend is maybe catch some professional football. The preseason schedule starts in earnest this week, where last week it was basically the Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio at Fawcett Stadium. Well, I don't know if is Jim Benson Fawcett Stadium now. I forget. They changed the name of it once again. But you also have this week where teams are going to really get going, and we have, I can't get my phone to come up with it, but you have the Cleveland Browns in action this weekend. Shedeur Sanders is going to get a start, it looks like, as he will start at quarterback. So that's an interesting situation. Went from not being drafted until late in the draft, and everybody was interested in what that storyline was, why everyone was passing on him. Was he not talented enough? He was projected as a first-round draft pick, but no one took him until the Browns did late in the draft. But now some injuries, and all of a sudden he's going to start. He's going to start. Now, Joe Flacco will probably be the starter, or Kenny Pickett, who has a little bit of a hamstring issue. So it'll be interesting to see him play. I'm actually very interested in seeing him play. I would imagine all of Cleveland Browns Nation is, because they're going to have to settle on a quarterback. And that's tonight, 7 o'clock. You have the Browns and the Carolina Panthers. That's an NFL Network game at 7 o'clock. Browns and the Panthers. Also tonight, the Lions, who are absolutely throttled in the Hall of Fame game. None of these scores mean anything. They're preseason. The Falcons, they will be in Atlanta taking on the Falcons, and the Washington Commanders and New England Patriots will play at 7:30 this evening in Foxborough, Massachusetts. So you have that going on. Now, tomorrow night, let's see. Tomorrow night, it'll be the Steelers taking on Jacksonville, and they will start at 7 o'clock, and they will be on WTOV9. So we're very excited to have them playing. What do you think about the Steelers? Are they going to have a good year this year, bad year? How's it going to go for the Steelers? Quarterback Aaron Rodgers, Mason Rudolph's a backup. Have some big time players that have come in via off-season moves by the Steelers. DK Metcalf at wide receiver. So there's a lot going on with the Steelers. Are they good enough to go to the playoffs and win a game? They haven't done that in a long time. If they get into the playoffs, great. They get in every year and they lose in the first round. So they need to get in and do some damage. Now, on the 7th of August, last night, Cincinnati falls to the Eagles 34-27. Ravens and Colts. Ravens win at 24-16. Raiders and Seahawks, they said, you know what? We're not even going to worry about it. It's a tie. We're leaving. It's 23-23. Coaches don't want to get anyone hurt. So that's where we are with the NFL this weekend. So the Steelers and Browns both playing. Browns tonight against Carolina. Steelers open their preseason with Jacksonville, and it's a game you can see on WTOV9. So, we have that going on. Carol, you're welcome. Thank you for checking in. Greatly appreciate it. Do you have anything else you'd like to talk about? What are you doing this weekend, Carol? Do you have any big plans? Maybe the movies, sitting around, maybe watching a ball game or two, maybe going for a hike, maybe just going for a walk somewhere, going fishing. It's the full moon of the sturgeon. So apparently the sturgeon fish, this is when they're readily available to be caught. So that's why it's called the sturgeon full moon in the month of August. Let's see. What else? Oh, yesterday, the Pirates, we never talk about them because really, they haven't done anything. But last night, Skeens strikes out 8 and 6 shutout innings as they beat Cincinnati by a score of 7-0. Let's take a look at his numbers. He's one game under 500. One game under 500 is 7-8. Now, I remember earlier in the season, I like that. Carol's going for a walk. It's going to be a beautiful time to go for a walk, I think. Not quite too humid. I thought it was going to be a little more humid this weekend, but Jeff assured me that it's not going to be as hot as we may think. So this tonight, tomorrow, Sunday might not be as hot in terms of humidity. So it actually should work out pretty well for us. So you may have a perfect night to go for a walk. So Skeens, as we mentioned, the 6'6", 260-pounder, 7-8, which you're not going to win a Cy Young Award with that record. Well, hold on. He's first in earned run average at 1.94 ERA. His 162 strikeouts, it's tied for 5th, and his whip, he's 4th at 0.93. So I was asked, does he have an opportunity to win the Cy Young Award? I said yes way back when. Then I believe, I can't remember who commented, but they wanted to know if I thought he'd win 12 games. I thought he would, but he still has 5 games to win. It's a possibility. We'll have to wait and see. Larry says Pittsburgh all the way. Steelers getting ready for the season. What do you think, Larry? Well, how far can they go in the postseason? Do you think they can get to the postseason? Do you like having Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback? These are all questions we get to ponder this weekend. I think a lot of people are going to watch this preseason game, even though Aaron Rodgers probably won't see the field, just in case he does. Or, are we going to see DK Metcalf? I haven't checked out the I haven't read the tea leaves to figure out exactly what Coach Tomlin's going to do, but I would suspect your big-time players for the Steelers will not be on the field against Jacksonville, but you'll get to see plenty of other players that they're going to have to count on. But you're not going to get anyone hurt in the first preseason game. Maybe they play a little bit in the second preseason game. And then the third game, that's back to all of the players trying to make that last impression and win a job on the roster. So it'll be an interesting weekend of football in across the country because football started and then college football is starting up. All right. Larry says, yes, he does. He's ready for the Steelers to have a big year. Let's hope so. I hope the teams that we follow at WTOV9 very intently, Steelers, Cleveland Browns, Cincinnati Bengals. Steelers, Browns, those are the top 2, obviously. And then Cincinnati a little bit further away. So the main focus is the Steelers and the Browns. I'd like to see them both do well. Both have good seasons because that makes it more exciting to watch the games. It's people talk about a rivalry. Well, okay, it's a rivalry, but if the other team never wins, is it really a rivalry? Or is it just one-sided? So if the Browns could step up their game and win some games, that would make the rivalry a little more exciting. But I hope they both do well because that just makes more teams in the playoffs that people care about. That makes it more exciting. So we'll see what happens there. But Larry says they should win. They should win. He thinks that they've got a chance. Especially, and Aaron Rodgers, Everybody's a little down on that, but you know what? The guy can still throw a football. He looks like he's moving a little bit better than he did last year. He's got more time that he's recovered with that Achilles tendon injury or issue. And, he had to have surgery on it, ruptured Achilles. So he has had more time to heal. And everyone says, well, he's older. Okay, well, if the offensive line does their job, he can still get the football out of there and keep him from getting hit. But it'll be interesting to see what he can do. Pretty good receivers. Looks like the offense is going to be pretty good. Defense. That's a question mark because the last time we saw the defense, they were being run over. Have a nice weekend. Larry, thank you very much. You too. Have a nice weekend, my friend. Thank you for checking in with us. I greatly appreciate it. So it'll be interesting to see what the Browns need to pick a quarterback, and they need to be consistent. They need to play consistently. They'll have great games, and you think, wow, that's a great game. They look great. They should be pretty good. And then the next week they don't. The Steelers, they need to figure out what they're going to do. Can they get in the postseason? They're probably going to be right around 500. If it's Coach Tomlin, he's going to be above 500. Everybody loves that, but at the same time, everybody's sick of it because it doesn't. Okay, great, get in the playoffs and win. That's the only thing that matters. Okay. Craig checking in. Good morning, Aaron Rodgers. Good morning to you, sir. Aaron Rodgers is still a good quarterback, and it's good to have him for the younger guys they can learn from and they can learn off of him. Absolutely. I think Aaron Rodgers is a very good quarterback still. I think he can get it done. And then the Will Howard situation, unfortunately, he broke his hand or a bone in his hand the other day at practice, so he may be out the entire preseason before he can come back. But I'm very interested. He just won a national championship with Ohio State. So he's going to be a confident quarterback, a young quarterback coming in. But he seems like the type of guy from all the interviews we've seen that he's very interested in learning. He wants to learn from Aaron Rodgers. Hopefully they have a good relationship. Mason Rudolph's been around. You can learn from him as well. So that would be, interesting to see that. So I'm disappointed he broke his hand or a bone in his hand because that would be, something interesting to see. All right. John was all about the Steelers. My family still roots for them. I like Tennessee Titans. I pick teams by the colors of their uniforms. All right. I like it. Well, when I was a kid, I thought the Washington, at the time they were the Redskins, the Washington Redskins, their logo on the helmet, I thought it was the coolest looking thing I'd ever seen when I was a kid. So that's why I root for Washington. Now it's a big W on the side of the helmet. And, when I was 7, I thought it was cool. Now that I'm, a little bit older than that, the big W doesn't really do much for me. Who has a really nice logo? And you always wonder, okay, what's the logo going to look like? How are they going to do if they move cities, move teams? And, the Houston Texans, they actually did a pretty nice uniform it's got the bull head or steer head, wherever you want to call it. And it has the one star for the Lone Star State, and it's the eye, and it's just with the red, white, and blue. It's a nice logo. I always like that logo. Big Ralph checking in. TJ Watt making bank. Yep, he got a big contract as he should. Now the thing is for TJ Watt, can you stay healthy the whole season? Which is almost an impossibility this year now, or the way they have it set up now. There's just so many games. Season's so long. It's 17 games right now. Get ready. 18 games are coming. They'll give the players some more money in the union agreement, or they'll give them some sort of deal, and they'll have it. But I remember talking to Brett Kiesel when this conversation started coming up about how many games can you play, and he said to me, the Steelers defensive end, great guy, great player, great athlete, and he just said it's almost impossible to stay healthy for that entire season. He goes, you're always banged up, but to actually stay physically healthy enough to be able to play, very difficult with 17 games, and they're going to add an 18th because they can make more money. And, they'll probably take another preseason game away. And so we'll see what's up. Let's see. Okay. Bring back the Oilers. They had a cool logo. Oh, absolutely. They had the oil tower, and that was always good. Love to see that. And what was it? Love You Blue was with Earl Campbell. Ooh, they had Earl Campbell. I know the Steelers knocked him off in the playoffs, but Earl Campbell on a Monday night football game against the Los Angeles Rams, watched it live. If you want to YouTube something that you will thoroughly, just YouTube Earl Campbell highlights. Just unbelievably physical running back, and then had the speed to run away from people, and he was huge. Just the Tyler Rose of Texas, Earl Campbell, and he played for Love You Blue, the logo. All right, we got some. I got Larry Miller. Hi there, how are you doing? Can send me a friend request so that we can be friends. Your posts are so amazing. God bless you. All right, Sylvia, thank you for checking in. All right, saying hello to Larry. Okay, and let's get back to football. Always thinking about John, especially when football starts. I would imagine. Absolutely. I'll tell you what, he was a player. He got after it, and a good coach too. Good strength coach. Absolutely. So, football, it's on everybody's mind. All right, Ralph, going back into the recruiting days of the NCAA college football. Of course, Earl Campbell played for the Texas Longhorns. I think Ralph is saying that maybe the Texas Longhorns perhaps paid Earl a little bit of money to go to college there back in the day. It's kind of like Eric Dickerson. They pulled up, what was a Firebird I think it was a Firebird, Camaro Firebird with a briefcase full of money for his mom. So, but now everything goes. It's above board. Hey, we're going to pay you this much, plus you can get this much, plus you get this much. And then I'm sure there's some boosters that are still paying this much. So, I don't think you're wrong. Can't be mad at that. But Earl Campbell, I'll tell you what, no matter how much he got paid, you got every penny's worth of that man's effort when he ran the football. He was absolutely, I think I had a poster of him in my bedroom when I was a kid. And I think it had a Joe Namath one for a little bit, and an Earl Campbell one. It was like a Sports Illustrated. It was a Sports Illustrated deal where you could get you could order. It was kind of like an NFL Sports Illustrated, and Earl Campbell was just unbelievable. So I think I got Earl Campbell. Pretty amazing. Ralph checking in. NIL is a must, or not a must, a mess. It is a must, but it is a mess. They got to figure out some rules. But here's the deal. Whatever happened before with people, boosters said, well, you know what? They give you the $500 handshake, the $1,000 handshake after a game if you won. They're still going to do that. The NIL, they're going to get their NIL money. They'll get, it looks like they're getting paid by the school. So however they work this whole thing out, you're still going to have people that break the rules. Because if we're spending $30 million and it's not enough to win a title, I'll help out. I give a little bit more. Here's some more. Give it to the kids. Give some more. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what happens. Well, we're going to leave it there. So it's preseason football for the National Football League this weekend. The Browns tonight. Cincinnati fell to the Eagles on Thursday night, and the Steelers on WTOV 9 starting at 7 o'clock. They will play Jacksonville, and all three games for the Steelers will be on WTOV 9. All right, 100% from Ralph. Should restore UNLV national champion. Oh yeah, a lot of that stuff. It's kind of like the game didn't happen, the win didn't happen. I don't know. Okay, I will send each NFL player a motivational letter. I like that. All right, we're gonna leave it there, everybody. Until next time, have a great weekend. Have a safe weekend. Enjoy yourselves. And by the way, before I go. Ralph, who's sad about the NFL pay cut for Earl Campbell. If you have an opportunity this weekend, if you were in the greater Steubenville area and you would like to help with a great cause, it is the Craig A. Petrella Memorial 5K Pump and Run. So it's a little bit of weightlifting, a little bit of running. It all goes hand in hand. And they are raising money for AEDs. That is the equipment that they use for to bring people back to life. If you're having a heart attack, they can hook you up on that, get your heart pumping again. So they're doing that, making a donation, getting the money from the proceeds of the event, taking that, buying AEDs, and then they're giving them to youth sports organizations so they have them on hand. Now, it might not help the player or the players might not have any issues, but maybe grandma or grandpa or dad or mom or a cousin, whatever. If somebody, it's right there at the dugout. It's right there where they can use it. So it's one of those things where if you can go to Jim Wood Park and be a part of the pump and run, and if you don't want to stay and run or lift, that's fine. Drop off some money in the bucket. Every little bit helps. They're not cheap. The great thing is last year they raised enough money to give one AED out. Then this year, before the race even starts, they have acquired 2 more AEDs, and with the money that comes in for the race, perhaps a third. So that'd be great. So more and more youth organizations will be able to have those and hopefully help. So you can check them out at Cinna online. Look for their Facebook page. Go to Ralph Petrella's Facebook page. He has information there, and you'll be able to sign up or maybe make a donation. Registration is 8:00 in the morning tomorrow. Then this is the most critical thing. If you do nothing else, if you don't even make a donation, this is the most important thing. They have a CPR class, 8:30. And then they'll have the pump and run after that. So if you want to be a part of that, Ralph putting that on in honor of his late father. A lot of people are working hard to make that a big event, and it's going really, really well. So excited to see that, and hopefully they have a great day tomorrow and a great event, because it honors a great man, but also it can help save lives. So hopefully you can be a part of that. Again, until next time, everybody, remember the 2 rules. Have fun and always try your best. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We will see you on